Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer, and I'm grateful to be here with you today. I'm going to start my talk with a bit of a disclaimer. So while I'm actually, I'm going to get rid of my face on my screen because so much easier. I'm super passionate about connecting the human element to business initiatives, and I have, co-founded, co-led, and do co-lead some initiatives around DEI. I am not a DEI practitioner by trade. It's not a professional role that I've held or hold, and I don't have a certification. I am a business leader focused on partnerships and ecosystems, and I'm just a human being who's trying to become a better human being every day. And I also want to share with you that I'm here in my vulnerability with you today because I'm going to share a pretty embarrassing personal story with you. But I think it's an important story to tell because my story includes the benefit of an upstander, which essentially is an ally who confronts and interrupts behavior that isn't in line with DEI initiatives and values. And many of our stories don't include upstanders. And so a lot of us are just out there making mistakes and we're unaware of it. So I'll just dive right into that. When I was managing partners several years back, I was working with one of my favorite partners. And this is a company that, when I think about favorite partners, this is a company that's doing really good work. They have very happy customers. They're, really well known, producing quality results. But when it comes to a partnership, they were one of my favorite partners because we were humming on, across all areas. We were multi-threaded. We were working across marketing, sales, solutions, services. The partner was invested. We were co-innovating, going to market together, growing business with, through, and for each other. It was just an incredible partnership. And the people there are just outstanding. So when I say favorite partnership managers and professionals will know what I mean. This is like a great partnership. I was in a planning discussion with some of the team there. There were 4 of us total, 2 other women besides myself, and a trans man in the call. As we got towards the end of the meeting, I was wrapping up and I said, just mindlessly, I said, okay, ladies, I'll talk to you later and whatever. And if you were just paying attention, you probably went, ooh, a little bit there. But I didn't. I just went on to, what was next for me in my day. And a little bit later, I received an email from one of the women that was in the meeting. And she said, I don't know if you realize that you did this or not, but when you wrapped up the call, you said, okay, ladies, and I'm here to let you know that if you can't respect our teammates' gender transition and pronouns, we can't partner with you. We can't do business with you. I was absolutely mortified because this man is someone that I had tremendous personal and professional respect for. I felt absolutely terrible. I hate hurting anybody. I was also I'm a representative of my company, right? So here's our partnership on the line because of some absent-minded insulting oversight that I did. And so my mind was kind of rushing through all of this and like, how could I let this happen? Was I done with the conversation with him? And I was only focused on them. And, so I was trying to find reasons for why it would happen. And then I just stopped and thought, what, none of that matters. What matters right now is, Jennifer, that you need to recognize that you were not present and you were not self-aware enough to pay due respect to this man in the room. And I insulted, however unintentionally, I insulted this human that I have so much respect for. And so shame on me. And you might be able to tell, I still carry some guilt about that because, again, I hate hurting people, but I carry it forward with me as a reminder that I need to be more self-aware and I need to be more present. And this moment is the moment that really kind of lit the spark for my commitment to DEI and my commitment to be a better human being and be more present. Another thing that really struck me about that moment is the upstander, how this woman stood up not only for her own personal values and in defense of her teammate, but that, as an ambassador for her company that's really dedicated to DEI, it's built into the fabric of their company. She was empowered to say, look, we're not going to do business with you. So that I carry with me as well. And so why is self-awareness important to partnerships? I mean, obviously, there aren't enough companies out there that stand so strong in their core values and their commitment to DEI that they won't do business with a company or with people who don't value those same things. But the number of companies are growing who are that committed. But really, when you think about the partnerships profession, it's all about human connection. By the very nature of it, we are just humans working together, learning how to communicate, collaborate, innovate together, and drive great outcomes. So it is very much human to human. And I think we all know as partnership professionals that the most effective partnerships are multi-threaded, and that requires a lot of work. I mean, if you're a partnership manager, especially, you're connecting with people across your organization in different functions, different roles, different levels of seniority. And then within your partner orgs, you're doing the same thing, right? You're connecting, you're also connecting people between your org and your partner orgs, and you're managing multiple partner accounts. And then you're also connecting across communities and across the ecosystem. And every single one of those exchanges is an opportunity to be present, because the single most important thing you can do when you're working with another human is be present. And it's really huge to how we build and deepen trust, which is what is going to really build those relationships that matter and move the needle. So I want to talk a little bit more about the partnership role. It's so rewarding. I mean, it broadens your world because you're also working with and interacting with people from all different walks of life, especially as business continues to grow globally. But it's also an extremely challenging profession, and it can be very energy intensive and exhausting at times. I mean, just by the nature of the work that you do in that role, it requires you to constantly adjust the way you think, the way you speak, work, the way you approach things, all based on who it is that you're speaking with and what you're focused on. Oftentimes, partnership pros are leading without authority, which takes a lot of time. It takes skill, patience, great communication. And way too often, we're wearing multiple hats. We're juggling multiple initiatives and activities. We're managing multiple partner accounts. And much of the work that we still do is so manual because partner and ecosystem ops technology, like some of the examples we've seen today, really is just now emerging to support us in the profession. And so it can be a very hectic and, like I said, a very energy intensive profession. So if you add on top of that just how busy life is and the fact that our modern society really isn't designed to make us uncomfortable, it's designed to make us more comfortable. We're thinking less because of technology. We're doing less for ourselves because of technology. And then add on top of that the fact that so many companies are still in the very beginning stages with their DEI initiatives, if they've even started them at all. You know, the conversation really just around DEI and B and accessibility is really not happening as broadly or as consistently as it should be in the business community. So it is really up to us as individuals to take the initiative, to learn how to be more self-aware, to learn really what it means, and to learn more about DEI and to contribute positively. And, you know, for partnership professionals, because of the work we do with so many humans to drive such giant and critical results, self-awareness is so, so important. And not just in the external kind of ego-driven, well, how do they view me kind of way, although that is, you know, important, but also, and I guess more importantly, from the perspective of, you know, because the jobs are so huge, it's taxing, we really need to be aware of how we are feeling, where our energy levels are at, how is, you know, how is the gas we have in our tank affecting how we're thinking? How are our thought patterns and our biases, our ingrained habits, our behaviors? How is all of that impacting and affecting the environment and our interactions with other people? And then again, from an external perspective, you know, how external to internal, I'll say, how are the different activities and events in the environments that you're in affecting and impacting you? So if you're triggered by something, how is that affecting how you're showing up in the world, how you're performing, how you're connecting with people? It is all so critically important to success as a partnership professional. So this is a giant conversation. I could talk for weeks on end on it, but I will jump now to some quick, easy things you can do to start increasing your own self-awareness if it's not already a practice for you. First, and probably the biggest thing, is to get comfortable being uncomfortable. It's the only way that we grow. Stripping away the ego, embracing vulnerability, and then, for a lot of people haven't really embraced meditation and mindfulness yet. And anyone who knows me from a personal perspective knows I'm kind of a rock and roll gal, and I don't, like if I were to try to do yoga, it makes me feel like I want to punch somebody in the face, which I can't explain it, but I would rather go kickboxing or climb a rock wall or something. So my journey to meditation and then mindfulness has been, a difficult one. I've had to fully embrace it because the outcome is so important. So I would encourage you, if you're not doing that as a practice today, to start doing that. Number two, proactively research resources. There's just a ton of information out there available to help support your learning on how to be more inclusive, how to be more self-aware, how to recognize and unwind your own biases. There are TED Talks, podcasts, books, of course, organizations. One of my favorite is catalyst.org. And I've actually put together a list of resources that have been helpful to me, and I provided that to Shawnee with the Kiflo team, and anyone who is registered for the webinar will receive that in the follow-up email. One other thing, when you are working with your partners, be an ambassador and an ally, and don't be shy. Ask your partners, is there anything they want to share regarding their pronouns or their personal experience? Is there anything we need to accommodate for people on your team? Accessibility issues, is the way that we deliver our enablement, is it accessible for your people? Are they learning? Are we providing in the best way that they learn, etc.? And then any feedback you get, track that in your system, share it with your team, help your team be allies to your partners as well. And then overall, I'm throwing in a fourth one here, overall, just, and most importantly, be gentle and be patient with yourself and with each other. This is a journey, and we're all in it together.